Hello, and welcome to Dumb Decisions, where a smart guy and a dumb fellow blab about the best and worst aspects of gaming with your friends on PlayStation. I'm RenderPeace, and I'm here with Meacho, and today we are going to talk about vehicles in Helldivers 2. Meacho, you have been going on and on about vehicles. You want them in the game.
I need them, brother. We need them. We need them now.
Are you tired of playing Forrest Gump Simulator?
Buddy, I'm tired of running. I don't want to run anymore. Yeah, my stamina's down forever. I'm just, especially on the level 10.
Forever.
Dude, the maps are too big, brother.
They are huge.
They're too much. Just let me speed around a little faster. Yeah,
what do you want?
All right, I want a few things. You want to talk about like the different types of vehicles available, and then we can go into the finite details from there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's asking too much for some type of speeder bike. Something that you can just ride on solo.
Okay.
It's solely you. Maybe at the bare minimum, somebody can hop on the back and like act as a gunner with whatever weapon they have, similar to like a mongoose in the Halo franchise.
Okay.
It's like a mini little ATV. You're driving it, but your buddy can hop on the back and have like a missile launcher, and he can still shoot. Like, okay, that would be cool. Additionally, I would like to see some type of land speeder that fits an entire squad. Something where all four brothers can be on together, like riding the sides. You can have a dedicated driver. You should have a dedicated gunner. There should be some type of weaponry where somebody's like on a turret or something, and then two guys just riding bitch in some way, shape, or form, just on the sides, and they can still pull out their primary weapons and shoot from the sides as well. I think that'd be cool.
I have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Why would you not then use and maybe I just found an answer. Why would you not then just use a vehicle to outrun every single bug breach, every single bot drop?
Well, because I think while these things should be available, I think they should be limited. These vehicles should not be all powerful. They should not have an infinite amount of energy or gas. I think they should be able to run out of fuel.
So it's like a limited fuel source?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely limited fuel source. I think if there is a turret, that runs out of ammo unless you maybe find more and like manually reinstall it. Like it should be like a process in the same fashion that you're reloading a heavy machine gun. It should be somewhat of an arduous process to reload the turret on whatever vehicle you happen to be on.
What if they were loud? And
they attracted attention.
They triggered
absolutely.
Drops
They have to have pros, but they for sure should have cons. By no means should vehicles make the game too easy.
It should be like a choice. Like, okay, do we want to bring a vehicle for this?
Correct. Is it wise? Is it wise? Is it necessary? But just being able to have that option, dude, this game, you call it cinematic now. Can you imagine the chases that you get into? Can you imagine like whether it's bugs or automatons, like chargers coming at you and you're trying to get escape, or the automatons? What about the flying ships? Like you're being pursued by a bunch of these airships, and you have a guy with a rocket launcher trying to shoot them down while you're trying to escape them. The game would be like, it would add another range of dynamics that would just be, I think it would honestly would bring a certain breath back into the game, a breath of life, where I think a lot of users would come on to play because the gameplay dynamics would shift.
Yeah, that's really interesting because the speeder bike, I feel like that's something that would be abused and probably something that I don't see being added. But I definitely see a multi-person vehicle coming. And when you're describing these chases, I think that's, like you said, it's a breath of fresh air in the vehicles or in the world.
Can you imagine like you're split up, half of one of you or two of you find a vehicle, and your other squad is like halfway across the map, and they're at the objective and they're getting demolished. You have to get to them. Or you have to evac one of your Helldivers that is being pursued by a horde, and you like pick them up really quick and zip off. Just the rescues that can take place.
That would be sick, dude. And so that scenario where you're like somebody's across the map and you got to go track them down. Mm-hmm. Imagine you just bring a horde to them. So you're going to save them, and you're on the objective, and you're like, okay, we got this, and then it's just like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, you can be toxic with it because a horde can be following you. Or you can use it as a distraction. Maybe you want to pull enemies away from your brothers so they can complete a task, and you just zip out of there, and you kind of bring the aggro with you. There's so many applicable ways that vehicles change the game. It would be really cool. It'd be modular. Modular dopamine.
So it's running off a fuel source, right?
Yes.
is this fuel source something you can find around the map?
I think it should be something you can find around the map, but it shouldn't be too readily available. In the same way that there are points of interest that are sparse, fuel sources should be sparse. There shouldn't be infinite ammo or infinite fuel all around the map. At least I don't think there should be. And then maybe at the bare minimum, this might cheese it a little too much, but a stratagem that just brings fuel. Maybe there's a stratagem that directly buffs vehicles in some way, shape, or form. Or there can even, I mean, in our last episode, we were talking about armor pieces, but an armor type that specifically buffs vehicle usage.
Yeah, like it's more fuel efficient.
Correct. Like you save fuel
something.
consumption by like 10-15% or something like that, and it just drains slower. Or you have the ability to drive faster, there's one that gives you a buff to be able to do a boost, and now you can get a hyper boost. It's not where you can just hit like sick jumps or something
That'd be
like
so
that.
sick. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine your?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say one thing to kind of bring it all back into reality. If you do have a multi-person vehicle, and let's say all four of you are on it, and this thing happens to blow up because you just got hit with an artillery shell from an automaton tank, all of you probably die. So it also has its risks because you could burn through your lives because all four of you just got decimated.
Okay, so I think it should, because I was thinking about this earlier, it should explode. Like you should be able to set it as a trap somewhere.
Ooh.
So that like it gets weak and then you just kind of coal everything around it and then let it pop almost as its own bomb.
Correct.
I don't know if you were thinking it should function as a stratagem, but I don't think it should function as a stratagem. I think it should be a point of interest on the map.
Correct. You should have to work for it. You have to go find it.
Yeah. You have to go find it, and you have to find the fuel.
Correct. Sometimes when you find it, maybe it doesn't even have any fuel at all. And like, oh shit, okay, we found this vehicle, but it's not even ready to operate. Let's ping it. Somebody stay with it. You two go look for fuel. You know?
Yeah. Like carry the fuel, like the egg. You know how you carry the egg?
Like the egg, like the missiles at the little SEAF stations. Like it's obviously it impedes your ability to play the game because it's heavy and you walk slower.
Yeah. That's really cool. I don't think weapons I don't think vehicles are too far-fetched. I think when this game was released, there were some leaks, data mining of like some vehicles coming.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that they're going to come. But like, what do you think they're like a futuristic vehicle, or do you think we get like an old school Jeep or something like that?
You know, it can go in both directions. It would be cool to see something like a Warthog from the Halo franchise. My mind immediately goes to a Warthog, which is just this heavy Jeep with a turret, and it's got big wheels, and it's just a beast. Or it can even be something like a hovercraft. You know, like similar, because we're fighting the automatons. Maybe we have some similar tech. So maybe it's like not like a pod racer, but like pod racer-esque. Like it's just like it has it's still run on it's run by these big engines, but it hovers. There's no actual tires. It can go any way. I mean, we have look at all the tech that we have. The possibilities are limitless, right? Kind of. But I think the aesthetic, it would be more pleasing to see, I think, something older, like some Humvee or just some Jeep, something with actual tires, and the tires can blow out. You know, it would just, I think it would feel right. Just seeing the tire marks in the terrain, like driving, whether you're driving through the swamp, whether you're driving through the desert, whether you're driving through the snow, it's just leaving the tire tracks, you know?
Yeah.
That would look cool.
I'm excited. I hope they follow through with that.
I mean, I think it'd be wise if they did, especially on these level 10s. Again, these are big maps, boys.
All right, guys, with that said, tell us, what do you want from a vehicle in Helldivers 2? Do you want vehicles? Do you think they'll ruin the game? Tell us what you think down below.